Yo guys, it's Combat 247 here, and today we finally have my first YouTube video, and what we're going to be doing is showing you guys my custom tactics and player instructions that got me into the Elite Division on the new FIFA 22 game. So let's get straight into it. So guys, here is my squad that I'm using on FIFA 22 at the moment. As you can see, it's a very nice team that we do have. That is all thanks to the funding that I've been given by my team, SAF. So yeah, obviously that helped when getting to the Elite Division with my team, but it's not everything because the tactics do play a very big part in it. So we're going to get into them straight away. First of all, we are going to be using the 4-4-2 with in brackets 2 with the CDMs. I used this last year, and most people used it the majority of last year. And I just think, you know, with the way you have to play this game, it's a very viable option once again. So with the defensive tactics, we just leave it on balance, don't even touch it, you know, 50-50. I feel, you know, in my opinion, with the depth this year, it doesn't actually do anything because your whole team drops back anyway. So what's the point in touching it? I'm just going to leave it on what the game has it on, because you can have it on 100, you can have it on 0, your defence is most likely still going to be in the same shape, and so are your opponents. There's not really any change to that. But then, as you see, the attacking tactics, however, this is where it's a very different. It is very different. You know, I've had lots of play arounds. I haven't been using this formation the whole time, to be honest. I have been trying out different things, but this is what seems to be working best. So my build-up play is balanced because I feel if you go to one tactic, like, you know, slow build-up, fast build-up, long ball, which I think are they're the options. It's a one-way thing with balance. It gives you a bit of everything, and depending on the scenario, that's what your players are going to kind of do. And then your chance creation, I do have on possession. I'm going to tell you why right now. So I feel sometimes if you have it on balanced, which, you know, is the most normal thing to have it on, and it's what I used last year. I feel that sometimes when you can get into the box, your players just wander off offside all the time and things like that. Especially with how defensive the game is this year. If your players are offside and you don't have the options, you're not going to keep the ball. So I think having on possession just brings them a bit closer to you. And I think more than, you know, quick passing in and around the box is more important than dribbling this year, from what I've found anyway. So that is why I've got it on possession, just to keep the players nice and close to you so you can get those quick passes in to create the space to score a goal. My width I've left on 50 because I feel like, you know, you don't want your players too wide, you don't want them too narrow. I think 50 is just a nice balance to have it on, and I've never really felt changing it on any FIFA really. I normally just keep it on balanced, which is 50 width in this case. And then you may be looking at the players in box and thinking, wow, this is high. And it is. 9 players in the box is a lot. But when you get into the box, you want a lot of players. You need a lot of players there if you want to score a goal. So I've got it on that, just so they actually get into the box. I feel what the higher players in box can do is it can really push the defence back. So, you know, the team can be so deep. That defence could be on their 6-yard box. And ultimately, if you can do those little passes into the box, their team is dropping so deep, you are going to have that space to shoot because they can't actually get close enough to you to make the tackle or make, you know, the block. So having this can push them back, give you that little bit of space between the defence and midfield, and ultimately you could score some goals because of it. And it's just to get bodies in there. That's really the main focus of it. So it's something unusual. Like normally I'd have my players in box probably like 4 to 6, let's say 4, 5, 6. But we've got it on 9 at the moment and it seems to be working. So you guys should give it a try because it works for me and I know it works for other people. I mean, that play for SAF, obviously some of my teammates have, you know, they've been using a higher amount of players in the box as well. I'm sure other pros do as well. Then corners and free kicks, I've always had on 2. If you have it any higher, you're most likely going to get exposed on a counter attack, and you don't want that because, you know, it can be very easy to get counter attacked, especially from corners this year. You know, I've scored goals from myself conceded, and it's a very frustrating thing when you're on the receiving end of that. So now, as you can see, this is how the formation sets up. Pretty self-explanatory. 2 CDMs and then just a normal 4-4-2. That's the way I use my front 4. I feel Messi's obviously needed on the right, so you can cut in and do those green time finesse shots that are really overpowered this year. And Neymar, I just don't feel is as good as he was last year. So last year I had Neymar up front with Ronaldo and Mbappe on the wing. But I feel like Mbappe's better than he was last year. This year Neymar's worse, that's why I've got Mbappe up front. You know, Mbappe's got that pace. He's lethal in front of goal. So I feel like he's the man to have. So now into the instructions. We'll start with the goalkeeper, which actually isn't on the right thing. There we go, now he is. Comes for crosses. This is important, and I'll tell you why now. Goalies catch everything that's crossed into them, basically. It's not like last year when they punch everything and they're afraid to catch it. They literally catch everything. You have a corner, you can hold triangle, he will come out to the penalty spot, or even near the edge of the box sometimes, and he'll catch that ball if he can get near to it. He will catch it. So it comes across as important. I'm leaving saving outside box and balance, was obviously you don't want your keeper coming out for no reason, because that's where it could just be the easiest goal of your opponent's lives, and we don't want that. Obviously you're going to keep your centre backs on what they're on. And then full-backs I have on just stay back. I used to have them on overlap, but I need to tear it down back to basics, so I'm just keeping it on stay back. There is this new step up position. I've tried it out. It didn't really seem like it did anything, so I'm just going to leave it off and stick to what you normally have, because I thought it would make a difference, but it turns out that it didn't, so there's no point in having it on. And obviously I've got the same on my right back as well, as I'll show you guys now. Now we get into the midfield. We have Kante, who's obviously going to be my defensive CDM, the one that's making the tackles. He's got to be there when I'm getting countered. He's going to be there just in front of the defence to help out. So I've got him on balanced on defensive behaviour, because you can have like man marking, cut passing lanes. I feel like those times things are better like FIFA 20 and beforehand, but now it's not very viable. So I'll just leave it on balance so he can do his own thing. And obviously stay back to he's going to be there when you're getting counter-attacked or lose the ball, whatever. And cover centre, so he's covering the middle. Like, you don't want him going out to the wing with Messi, because then you're exposed through the middle. With Bruno, I have him on balanced and cover centre. And I'll tell you why I have him on balance now. I feel that when you've got a 4-4-2, just a flat 4-4-2, or even in a 4-2-3-1, for example, it's just predictable. It's difficult. If you have that midfielder on balance, he can come and join your attack, and it's an extra man. If you beat that midfield and they've got the forward back, your Bruno's running in with your front four, that's an extra man you've got, an extra pass available, and it's a goal that is so much easier to score. And I'll try and show you, I can show you guys, I will leave some gameplay clips at the end, and show you examples of that. Now we move on to my wingers. Come back on defence, getting the box across. We've got them come back on the defence, because ultimately, we can do with their help when we're defending. It's more men defending, harder to get past. So, it's the same on both, I believe. Yes, it is. And getting the box is, so they just, as it says, literally label on the box. When you're attacking, they're coming in, they're helping the strikers out, and that's what we need. Now I'm moving on to my two strikers. We don't touch them. Normally you could have get them behind, stay central, stay forward, but I'm just letting them do their thing. This gives them a bit more freedom, and that's important. They've got to have their freedom on this game. And I feel like one-dimensional, maybe just be a bit more difficult. And you don't need getting behind on your strikers, because you can do it yourself using the L1 button. So that's what I do. I leave them on balance, and yeah, they are my instructions. So there you go, guys. That is it. But now we're going to go and look at some gameplay to show off these tactics a little bit. So guys, this is a goal where I use Bruno, and you'll just see the impact really of the of what the CDM is and the tactics I'm using. So you see, look, I've got my whole front four in the box, which helps. And look, Bruno's arriving. I'm using for the pass. It's a lovely goal that we score from that. So that's just one example. Right, guys, this is another example we do have here. So I was playing a video from my PlayStation, and this is a very nice goal with, you can see the tactics being used, and once again, the importance of the balanced CDM. Very nice passing play. Look, he's in the box, he's there, and he's the centre of the goal. He is the reason it happens, because he's he's linking up the play, he's linking up passes between many different players. So that is why having your CDM on balance is so crucial. Thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed my custom tactics that got me into the Elite Division. I do hope they help you out and reach the next rank that you want to achieve. Also, make sure to go follow all my socials, which will be in the description below, which include my Twitch, Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. And thank you for watching, guys, once again. So make sure to leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.